Hey y'all, what is up? I'm just going to apologize now. My voice is shot, so what better time to listen to an album? Our favorite artist, Barry, has released a brand new project titled JOCKSTRAP, and I am so excited to listen to this album. In Barry's words, JOCKSTRAP is a concept album about modern queer dating in the city and the cyclic manner of serial dating with club life. What a fucking concept. He also says it is more upbeat and techno than anything he's released so far, and it's really different from his usual approach, which I am beyond excited for. As you all know, I am a pop girl at heart. I mean, clearly. Links are in the description. So to think we're getting an entire album of Barry's writing, but with a more poppy techno instrumental, I'm fucking there. JOCKSTRAP is made up of 12 songs, one of which we have heard, titled My Boy. I'll link that video in the description, as well as all of my other reactions, not only to Barry, but to other music. Definitely take a pit stop down there, but for now, let's hop into JOCKSTRAP. Right. I'm anticipating this being like the perfect intro to this album. It's dark and it's brooding and it's haunting. It's kind of got this like heartbeat kind of pulse that keeps the rhythm going. But at the same time, it feels so heartless. And considering the concept for this album, I feel like not only is this album made for me, but there's going to be so much nuance and there's going to be so many integral narrative pieces that are really going to round out the experience of this album, that dive into the feelings that come with dating in queer culture. Barry's about to break me. God, I'm so excited. No, I didn't mean to do that. Holy fuck. Where am I? Like, I believed him when he said it was going to be the most techno sound that he's done, but I was not expecting this. If you've seen any of my other reactions listening to his music, it's such an atmospheric, ethereal kind of listening experience where there's a little bit of a like electronic sound. God, I sound like I'm about to cry. I might, but it's not like pop. You know what I mean? I feel like Barry has really like honed in on his own sound. Like, I have a hard time comparing his music to anybody else because it's such a specific, amazingly unique sound. He really is paving the way of making his own sound, and I love that. And I love that he's exploring the pop side of his music. I could talk about this for hours. I just want to listen to this fucking album.
You could touch me in the worst way, and we can skip on all the foreplay, Take my number if you want, put it in your phone. 'Cause the truth is I don't like to be alone. And if you want it, I could take you to my home. Take you somewhere where we both could be alone.
Okay, I know the song's almost over, but I have to say that section, those like 4 lines are so fucking genius. You can put my number in your phone because the truth is I don't want to be alone. I can take you back to my home so we can both be alone. I think there's so much depth to those lines. First, the premise of speaking to people, you know, going into the dating culture simply because you don't want to be alone, not because you're genuinely looking for someone, or even realizing that the connection you might have with this person isn't authentic, that you just don't want to be alone. That's such a thing in queer culture. Then I think it's also interesting, say, put my number in your phone because I don't like to be alone, but let's go back to my home where we can both be alone. And I think that there's like a double meaning there. Obviously, the sexual intention, both be alone, which also plays into the narrative of queer dating and queer culture being a lot about sex rather than like an actual like romantic relationship. But then also saying, I don't like to be alone, let's go back so we can both be alone, kind of insinuating that the relationship or what they're doing doesn't actually hold any meaning, that they're not together, they're both alone, which is so real. Just because you're with someone physically doesn't mean you're with them mentally, emotionally. You're still alone. And this is what I meant by the Barry level writing and the genius and like art of his mind on top of this really honestly like cunty pop beat. Album of the year, and we're only 2 songs in. Yeah, wow. I also recently reacted to the Brat album by Charlie XCX. Again, everything's linked in the description. But when I was listening to the song Guess, I made some comments about like, if a song is intended to be sexual, I think there has to be some finesse in writing it. There is a bit of craft to it, and this is a perfect example of that. It is a sexual song, but there's so much craft in the lyrics and in the instrumentation and the production as a whole. It's a super catchy song, super infectious beat, double meanings through so many of the lyrics. I'm definitely coming back to this song. I am in love with it. I also like that there was so much like stuttering in the vocals, that there's like vocal chops throughout the entire thing. And I think that when a song has that, it leans into this level of disconnection that like either the speaker, narrator, like whoever isn't fully there, or what they're saying isn't fully true, or it's like an altered sense of reality than what really is. And this song does that perfectly. I love this song. This honestly might be like top 3 Barry songs. It might be top 1 Barry songs.
Got 2 stones. We could be more than friends. We could be more than friends. If you want. If you want.
That one was really cool. I really want the lyrics to that one. What I think I got from it was the feeling of just wanting someone else to grow up and ditching the toxic queer dating culture, growing a backbone, and just being in like a fortified relationship. Is that feeling of like just yearning for that security while watching someone involve themselves in this culture of serial dating. It really starts to take an effect on you, making you feel like you're just a piece in that game to other people. Or even if you don't look at someone else like that, they may look at you like that. And that is a sickening feeling. So this song kind of tackles that emotion of wanting so badly someone else to just ditch the culture, grow a backbone, and say like, I'm here, like if you want a relationship, but I'm not here to participate in toxicity. I totally hear that. The next track is My Boy, which again, link in the description to watch my reaction to that. But now we just get a chance to jam.
It's only 3, let's waste the day. Oh my God.
Right.
Change what you like, I'll be that guy, no. I'll do it right, change your mind for a night, no. When everything in the world is breaking, I will be here waiting. Love me indiscreetly, love me how you want. I can be that guy, I can be the one. Give me a chance and I can change your whole view. Give me a chance and I can change the world too. I can dress it up and make it look the part. Work of art in your eyes, that's a start. Love me, love me, love me, love me, love me, love me. There's no one I want more. There's no one I adore more than you. When everything in the world is breaking, I will be here waiting.
That's not fucking fair. Why is that song only 2 minutes and 11 seconds long? Oh my god. I need that song to be like 3 times longer than it is. This narrative of I will be whatever you want me to be and I am here ready for you to tell me what that is such a heartbreaking feeling. Desperation to be desired. It's so real. The complete willingness to change who you are for someone else. But then also like looking at the narratives of the songs that just came before it, willing to make those many changes to yourself for someone else who isn't even as interested as you are. But again, in queer culture, when it's already hard enough to initiate that kind of connection with someone, and then you start having that connection and you just grasp onto anything that you can get from them, even if you are just a pawn in their serial dating game, you're still there ready to change what you need for their approval, for you to change their mind into escaping that toxic cycle, you being that guy to change them by changing yourself. I can't keep talking about this. I'm gonna start sobbing.
No one else could do it like me.
No one else could take you where we'll go.
A short one. That one feels like a good interlude, a good midway point in the album. You're starting to digest what the narratives are and what the themes are. It does feel like we've kind of tapped into a couple different overarching themes. I kind of think the second half of the album is really gonna dig into those.
Then you really got to go. Really hope you took note for the next man you're shown.
No, that's literally it. That's what I'm fucking saying, dude. I love this perspective. God, Barry is so fucking talented because this feeling is so real. You look at the situation that you're in, you're like, I'm young. The things I'm doing, I'm supposed to be doing because I'm young. Look at all the things I'm doing, I'm just a kid. When in reality, it's just the culture. Therefore, you're forever young. This is just how it is. And I also loved, I don't remember exactly what he said. I hope you took note for the next someone in your show. Going back to this idea that to these people, you are just a pawn to them. You're just a part of their game, a part of their show. But to you, you're yearning for your other person, not just a person among many. I really, really fuck with this album and I really, really fuck with this song.
Forever young.
God, that's so good. I don't know how he does it. This shit is so perfect.
Like to get someone to need me, need me, need me, need me. What's it like to need me, need me, need me, need me? Just want you to need me. up someone who sees me. I wanna know what it's like to be him. And what it's like to get someone to meet me.
Fuck. These songs are shooting right here. I wonder what it's like to be you and give up on someone who sees me is a crazy fucking line. I wonder what it feels like to be him and have somebody need me. I'm going to punch a hole through my fucking wall. Putting your entire self into someone and a relationship with that someone, being told like, you get me, you see me, really feeling that connection, and then losing that to an outside force, another person who they say they need. Well, I can't entertain us anymore because there's this over here that I need. It's heartbreaking. It's really defeating that there's no feeling like that. You just feel so expendable. Again, just like a piece in the game, a piece in the show. And that is just what it is in queer culture. And God, I have needed this album for a long time and I didn't know it. Barry offering up this really open, honest, authentic perspective on what it's like to be in this ring of serial daters and in this really toxic queer dating community where it's already hard enough to meet other people and engage in relationships. And then when you do, you're just hoisted against your will into this mess of let me get what I want with the least amount of commitment and least amount of responsibility possible. And let me not worry about anyone's feelings along the way, especially those who try their best to help and offer a genuine, authentic relationship and love and appreciation. They leech onto that energy, and when they're done with it and they see the bright, new, shiny thing over here, drop you, go find something else that they think they need. Also that like obsessive repetition of need me. What is it like to need me? What does it feel like to need me? I just want you to need me. That like desperate want for feeling desired, for feeling wanted, and just wanting so badly to hear someone say like, I need you, I really want you, when more often than not, it's not you that's wanted, it's sex or attention or validation, whatever it may be, but it's never I need you and I want you and I need this relationship. It's really sad, and it drives someone into desperation, like this feeling like, please just need me and tell me what that feels like because I don't know. Wild. Ooh, this one feels happy. Like, okay, you can be upbeat and sad. You know what I mean? Like a beat can have a high tempo and a high BPM, but the chords used on top of that can feel sad. And that's what a lot of this music has been so far. And I think that's art within itself. That's the juxtaposition. I love that. But this is the first beat that I've heard. I'm like, okay, wait, are we having fun? Is this gonna be a fun song? Or is that the point? Much like the Brat album or a song like I Can Do It With a Broken Heart by Taylor, purposefully making it sound distractingly happy to cover up the emotion, much like in the narrative, whoever's speaking, Charlie, Taylor, Barry, are actively doing that to their own emotions, pushing the emotions aside because they're too hard to deal with, and let's focus on the happy or make it seem like we're happy.
I don't wanna know. Oh, yeah. But won't answer the phone. I don't need a reason. I don't want you leaving. I got all the reasons. I already know you're not alone. You're not alone. Fuck the reasons. I don't wanna go, and I don't wanna sleep, and I don't wanna know.
I'm not gonna say I called it because I don't know if that was the actual intention of the song, but this song is all about avoidance. I'm not gonna focus on what you're doing. I don't want to focus on what you're doing. The line, I don't want to go, I don't want to stay, I don't want to know. I don't want to know who you're with, I don't want to know what you're doing, but I also don't want to be with you unless you tell me like you're in this and I am what you want and I'm understood. Otherwise, I don't want to know. And this is really, really relatable. A level of desperation that is born out of yearning for a connection and relationship so badly that if you're going to do things that hurt my feelings, I just don't want to know about it. That level of avoidance where it hurts more to know what's going on and leave than it is to ignore it and stay. It's so damaging to the psyche. But then he also introduces this idea of knowing that it's bad and knowing that it's unhealthy, but not necessarily wanting to leave. There's this thread within this album that connects all of these songs, and it is just that, acknowledging that specifically in the queer community, the serial dating toxic culture is unhealthy and it's bad. But also within the queer culture, it is very, very difficult, especially maybe growing up queer, to find those relationships and find those connections connections. And when it's already so difficult to do that, when you finally have one with someone, you find yourself holding on for dear life because you spend so much time alone, you're terrified to be alone again. Damn, we're getting kind of close to the end of the album and I don't want it to end. I'm having so much fun. I mean, I'm sad, but it's so good.
Doesn't matter if I want to. If the truth is I can't trust you, I just wish that you would see it through. The way I want you had, I can't help it, I can't help it. I got you on my mind. I just wanna party all night.
That song is so fucking good. Not only do I love a super clubby pop beat, and he aced that so effortlessly, but the narrative is so relatable. Partying, clubbing, involving yourself in a potentially highly likely unhealthy scene to deal with heartbreak and deal with the sad feelings, painting it out to yourself almost like you're lying to yourself, like, I'm having fun, I'm so much happier, and in reality it's all a front and it's all a coping mechanism, the avoidance and the struggle. This one is so good. I don't think I could even put it into words. I think this top 3, if not number 1. I'm gonna say something insane. Why does this kind of sound like Club Penguin music? Like, there's something in there. Did he just sample Mama, a Girl Behind You? Barry, did you sample Mama, a Girl Behind You?
All my girls keep it fresh, they're in the passenger seats. We're going somewhere where the music's only thing that bleeds. On Saturday night,
I'm so sorry. Once I heard the sample, I had such a hard time focusing on the rest of the song. But this one almost sounds like scary. Like it feels really out of body, which might make sense to what's happening story-wise. But some of the lyrics I was catching was so like, look at me and how cool I got it, so good I got it. Look at the cool people around me, the cool things that I'm doing, the fun things that I'm doing. Maybe like compensation, covering up the pain with all the things that are seemingly fun and seemingly cool. But it just keeps building and building and building and building. And by the end, it's this really, really aggressive synth and beat that completely takes over the song. And it's leading into the last song on the album. So I think maybe it's building up to crash out to the last song. Maybe it's the culmination of all the emotions, the ebbs and flows, the ups and downs, and going through these relationships and through this culture that's so defeating and has such an impact on your sense of self that you become lost in it. That maybe this last song on the album kind of either encapsulates all that or comes out the other end of that culture and of that experience. However, if we listen to the themes of Forever Young, there really isn't an outcome. There's not a coming out of that culture. So I guess we're just gonna have to play the last song and see.
mental.
Wow. That honestly sounded like a villain song. Maybe it's a villain origin story. And you know, when you think about the progression of this album, it kind of makes sense. Like, it just kind of like grew and grew, which is really, really interesting. And when you consider the themes and the concept of the album, and as I was alluding to earlier about being pulled into this culture, maybe the concept of the album is what it feels like to observe the culture from an outside perspective, then trying to date within it, and then fully becoming engulfed. By the end of the album, it's so intense and it's so overbearing that you can't help but feel like you're right in the middle of all of it. So maybe that's the story. The beginning of the album, fighting with these feelings of, I want this, but I know it's not good for me. Toward the end of the album, where it's so much just about the avoidance and staying in this environment and almost letting it become part of you, which is so interesting. Where it's almost like accepting defeat. This is what it is. Let me just be a part of it. I'm so excited to listen to this album again, having heard the whole thing, because I feel like that's when the themes are really going to start picking up and pointing out. But walking away, I think this is my favorite project that Barry has ever done, hands down. My standout songs that I cannot wait to listen to again are Physical Digital, That Guy. God, that guy is so good. And honestly, every song in the second half of the album, Forever Young, Need Me, Leave Me, Fuck the Reasons, Party All Night, True Religion, and Honcho. All of those, like, one after the other, went insane. I recommend nothing more than to listen to this album for yourself, as well as Barry's other music. I'll have all of his links in the description. Go support him because he supports us and this channel. Thanks again to Barry, as always, for trusting me with your music. It means the entire world. Let me know what else you guys would like me to listen to in the comments. You guys have given some really good ideas lately, and I'm really excited about new videos coming very soon. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.